everybody, and welcome to a new season at the Radical Race Series as the Battle of the Radicals continues. For the next 12 weeks, we'll go across the world, basically, here in our racing, different racetracks. The format returning once again of 2 races per evening, and the battle between the SR8s and the SR10s continues for yet another season. I believe into our 4th season now of this battle, which has been so entertaining to watch. And for this first round, we've got nearly 20 guys out there looking forward to a new season. Myself, James Parfitt, going to bring you the commentary of this opening round of the season, and it comes to you from Road America for round number 1. James, a place actually, well, it might have been quite a while ago now. I say it wasn't that long ago. Time's flying, so might have been a while ago, where we started a Radical Race Series season from Road America here. I seem to remember we had the same podium in both races, despite a reverse top 10, which does return again for this series, by the way. But it's a place we've started the season before, and not a bad place to start it either.
No, it's definitely not. I tell you what, though, I am impressed at the fact that you can remember that far back.
Thank you.
You could barely remember your name at times, and now you're remembering that far back and the same podium. Dude, I'm well impressed. I can't remember that far back, dude. I've slept and I'm old. So there you go. I just think that this is one of these circuits that we all love, right? In a way, you know, it is long in these little radicals. You know, they're doing 1 minute 58. It's going to take 16 minutes to do 8 laps and 24 minutes to do 12 laps that we've got in race 2. But I think it's just a place that these are all going to love, and I like it. I'm not a hater of Road America, I have to be honest. I'm not a lover of some of the tracks on the calendar, but I'm also not a hater of all of them.
No, indeed. I'll just quickly run down them all. Next week, it's the Grand Prix circuit at the Nürburgring, Barber Motorsports Park. The week after, then Imola, Road Atlanta, Silverstone, Willow Springs. Don't see that very often. Quite looking forward to that. Week 7 at Lime Rock. You do see that quite a lot. Zolder, Phillip Island, Mosport, Interlagos to round the season. So final round at Interlagos, which nobody can complain about.
No, I was going to say,
my mind.
are we on agreement that all championships should have a final race at Interlagos?
Yes, I think so.
I think so too.
And I'm glad that this season is one of those as well here in season 2. That'll be 3rd of September, by the way. That's some time away, but yeah, the finale is at Interlagos, which is good. What are you giggling about?
What am I giggling about? The fact that you said it's so far away. I don't know if there's anybody else. Is anybody else noticing that time is flying? There just does not seem enough minutes in the day. You know, and the interesting thing about this as well, I did see a video the other day that made me laugh. They put a 1980s clock together and a 2026 clock together. Now, you've got to be careful, right, because everything can be AI and it all can look real. But the 2026 clock was moving faster than the 1980s clock. Now, I don't know how real it is. I've just started a little bit of a conspiracy. Let me know in YouTube chat what you think. Is time going quicker than the 80s and 90s, or is it just one big hocus pocus?
I think it might be in our heads, to be honest. But
you reckon? I never seem to have enough time in the day from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed.
It feels like people have been complaining about that since the dawn of time, to be honest. But I guess we're just all very busy. But there you go. It's it is flying anyway. It's the point to get back from this tangent. And yeah, very soon we'll be towards the end of season 3, I suppose. But yeah, 3rd of September for that finale at Interlagos. We'll be live same time, same place though through all of the weeks here on a Thursday night. And we'll have the same format all the way through as well. I believe last season, we had the same format apart from at the Nordschleife, where obviously things are a little bit different always around anyway. So a 60-minute endurance race around there. But there's no Nordschleife on this schedule. In fact, the Grand Prix circuit of the Nürburgring is being used, and that's coming next week, as I say. So yeah, the same format's going to retain all the way through. Time for this first race then, and it's going to be Heinz Braun who takes the pole position for this one. Just 2 tenths in front of Hava Gulliksen, with Jamie Bird and Seth Brown on row 2. Simon Renan is then rounding out the top 5 out of Mike Busson. Freddie Traver is in 7th place in front of Robert Woodward, Finley Melius-Smith, and Oleg Gulliksen round out the top 10. Phil Glover 11th, ahead of Steve Webb in 12th position. And in the second half of the field, or further down the field, Patricio Silva and Ray Peasley are on row 7 in front of Andrew Mitchell, who didn't set a time. Neither did Emmanuel Mandika, Stefan Mellis or Dominique Pavera. Those final 4 drivers not setting times. Hopefully they do get onto the grid ready for this start. The thing about this place is a long run down down towards turn 1, and a narrow front straight as well, which is going to make this launch off the line very important.
Absolutely, I do agree with you. George has said it's old age in YouTube chat, by the way, as well. Manny Richardson's at YouTube. Good evening, guys. Evening, Manny. How are you, bud? Hope you are well. Thank you for coming along for this race. It's going to be very, very exciting indeed. Yeah, maybe it is old age. I don't really know. Let's see how these go. Let's see whether or not Heinz Braun can get this off the line. If he can get it off the line, I think the others are going to be in trouble. But it does matter whether or not. Of course, we've got the BOP that we haven't even spoke about yet either. Why some of these are not getting onto the grid. Andrew Mitchell, Oleg Gullickson and Simon Renard. The SR8s, they've had boosted in power to 103%, and the SR10s have had a reduction and weight.
Yes, indeed, trying to balance out these two different types of radicals, but they're sharing the front row here at Road America. We're underway, and it's a good start from Gullickson. Look at the launch off the line from the SR10s here, and in fact it's Heinz Braun who's going backwards really, rather than blaming the SR8. It's a launch of a start there from Harvard Gullickson. What a start as they move 1, 2, 3 there. Oh, Gullickson goes wide indeed, and Jamie Bird is going to get through now as well on the opening lap of this race. What a crazy start here. Heinz Braun drops to 5th off the start here. He went absolutely nowhere, and he's dropped back to 5th position already in the SR10. SR8's leading 1, 2 and 3 as things stand. Gullickson trying to retake that lead, which he held very, very briefly before he went wide at turn number 1. Here he comes on the way towards turn 5. He's forced to the outside as Heinz Braun regains some places on the outside. He's off the road again, and Gullickson's off the road again. 2 braking zones and 2 runs wide from Harvard Gullickson, giving Jamie Bird the lead here at Road America.
Oh, what a start that was. Heinz Braun has gone absolutely nowhere. He's down 7 places. He is in 8th. He spun the wheels up. He found a bunch of nothing, and he did not go anywhere. Absolutely amazing. Not the start. We were just saying 2 seconds before whether or not he could get it off the line. Clearly, he did not get it off the line, and it went all wrong. Jamie Bird leading the field. He's got Mike Bousson tucked in behind him, and Seth Brown, the first of the SR10s. Simon Renard, Gullickson, Finley Mellier-Smith, and then Freddie Shriver is the second of the SR10s, down in 7th place, ladies and gentlemen, sitting down in 7th. But Heinz Braun at the moment in 8th, found absolutely nothing off the line. He did not go anywhere, and it was a bit manic for him.
Well, yeah, initially I straight away blamed the SR10, but it wasn't really down to that at all, because Seth Brown seemed to get off to a decent start, a solid start, and is up to 3rd place there, the best of that car at the moment. Jamie Bird a little bit wide through the penultimate turn there, and Mike Bouson's going to be in a better position here to potentially pass him, and that's going to help. He's off. Jamie Bird's off, and he's spinning. Oh, he only just avoided a spin there, and that was Mellier-Smith who had to avoid. Look at the gap. In fact, Mellier-Smith who's coming through at the moment. There's a real mess back here now. Heinz Braun gets one of those places back, as well as Jamie Bird drops to the back end of the top 10. Seth Brown's going to take the position away from Mike Bousson, as well as it's 3 wide meantime for 3rd place. Who's going to come out with the positions here? Right round the outside from Mellier-Smith. What a move that would be if he could make it work through. Down into turn 3 here. It's Schraber who's going to have to back out indeed. Mellier-Smith gets up to 3rd round the outside of a 3 wide moment. This has been a crazy start. Heinz Braun and Jamie Bird, who were up the front together in qualifying, are side by side fighting at the moment for 7th place in the middle of this group. Down the hill they go towards turn 5 again, where Heinz Braun went wide on lap number 1. He's got to make sure his braking's right this time. He's on the inside line. He has got it right. He's up to 6th place in front of the likes of Woodward. And Jamie Bird, who's still side by side with Renan. Now he's going to get cleared, Jamie Bird, but he's down to 8th with that one mistake.
That is absolutely bonkers how people have dropped down. Gullickson can't hook up anything. He can't get the car stopped, he can't get it going forward, and he's just dropped it all the way down the order into 11th place. Nuts. Jamie Bird flying out in front, should have wrapped it up. The man who's normally composed, but he does have this uncertainty maverick style about him. You never know what you're going to get. He's even admitted himself, one day you'll get me and I'm on my best days, the other day I'll be like this, out in front, make a mistake, and it will all go wrong. It has been absolutely nuts. I wouldn't even mind if the track's hot, but it's only 21 degrees. It's not exactly like it's absolutely roasted either. So they can't be slipping and sliding. But Gullickson just cannot get that car stopped or going anywhere. It is just absolutely bonkers. Freddie Shriver now takes up the mantle as 2nd in the SR10s. And Seth Brown, who we have not seen up the front for as long as I can remember, is leading the blinking race.
Well, he's only just taken the lead into turn one of the last lap. Now Mike Bouson's going to try and take that back off of him, I suspect. Gullickson and Melia Smith now side by side. Finally looks like Gullickson is getting somewhere. But yeah, he has been really struggling so far. And, well, maybe not, actually. Melia Smith coming back again on the outside here in towards turn one. Don't forget, he took third place with an outside move into turn one. And Heinz Braun sends it in there. Schraver's off the road in reaction. And coming past them both is Robert Woodward down the hill. There goes Gullickson again on the inside into turn three. Oh, that was so close to contact as well. Melia Smith placed a lot of trust in Gullickson there that he was going to pull it up for the apex in time, and thankfully he did. But if he hadn't done, Melia Smith would have been the first one sent around. Jamie Bird alongside Woodward meantime. He also got past Schraver and Braun, who went too deep in towards turn one, and he's looking for a top five place all of a sudden here, Jamie Bird. On the way towards turn five, he's broken quite late. He's got it, and he's got the top five. That was late breaking, but he's made it work, and he's into the top five again here. The recovery begins for Jamie Bird.
Yeah, he's absolutely trying to make it through. Absolutely stunning from Bird around the outside of five, up the run into six. James, I've adjusted the mics. Let me know if everything's okay. But it's been absolutely bonkers. Matty Richardson has just said, what a chaotic first lap. Heinz Braun, your overall pole is still down in eighth, fighting alongside of Simon Renard at the moment. That's just absolutely nuts. Steve Webb's having a go with Ray Peasley. Welcome back, Ray. Thank you so much for coming back. He's battling away as well. It is just absolutely bonkers in this mid-pack from Buson. Actually, it's not even him. It's Melia Smith. Look at the ones behind him. One more mistake from Melia Smith or Gullickson, and Woodward and Schreiber are coming through as well. And Bird is going to recover his way back forward.
It's just been a crazy race so far, opening 3 laps of the season, and it has delivered quite a storm in the opening moments here. Here comes Gullickson again on Melia Smith. Doesn't seem to be able to really take charge of this battle at the moment, does Hubert Gullickson. Struggling to actually get past. He's getting decent exits off the final corner. He was alongside in towards turn one last lap, but he never actually got the pass done. There he is again, side by side over the, or just about over the start-finish line this time round. He is on the inside line. Looks like Melia Smith's just lifting off slightly to let him in, but no, he's still holding on the outside. There might have been a bit of contact there, not sure. The gravel on the outside certainly not helping, as some of that's been brought on the racetrack. You can see the stones bouncing down the hill towards turn three just afterwards as well. But Gullickson is now finally past Melia Smith into third position, and here's Jamie Bird again. That error so costly, because otherwise you'd say he would be with Brown and Buson fighting for the lead. Here is Jamie Bird though, fighting for fourth, looking to the outside on the way towards turn five, and no, he can't get all the way around there. He'd have to settle for fifth. Finally, it just calms down a little bit on lap 4.
Oh, it doesn't. Look at Schreiber having a go in the background. He's just at Heinz Braun as well, going on the big defence there for Heinz Braun. Simon Renard's also sitting back here. I don't even know if Simon knows where he's going to go. He's just got to sit there and look and think, where am I going to go here? Look at Buson and Brown. They're not very far apart either. Starting to settle down towards the back end. There has been a meatball for Stefan Mellis. He has been off the side of the circuit. So I think Stefan may have had some dramas, but we'll try and pick up that. Well, not yet, because this lot is going for it and we haven't got long left. And now Simon Renard on board. We're not quite sure where we're going to go. On that way down now to the right-hander. Here we go. Coming into Canada corner. Where is Renard going to go? He's got Braun and Schreiber right in front of him. He's got Bird in front of him as well. Braun's having a go on the inside. He just missed him. Got to be honest, Ewan. But Schreiber manages to hold on. Oh, Braun's getting all over the place in that car.
That was unbelievably close. Oh, son, there it is. Oh, he saved it. Wow. I thought Braun was going to go for a spin there for sure through the penultimate turn. He hit the back of Schreiber through the corner. And now look what's happened here. Buson and Brown are side by side. And look at the time they've lost. 1.3 seconds as well. This SR10 rather, is much faster in a straight line by the looks of things on the way down towards turn 1 here at Road America, and it is lessened on engine power compared to the SR8 already. So even despite that adjustment, I think the SR10 is proving to be quite difficult to overtake once it gets out front like this.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the thing I don't quite get with the BOP. So if you are listening, let me know. They've added power to the SR8s, but they've also added 45 kilos of ballast. They've taken the same amount of power away from the SR10 and taken 40 kilos out of the weight of the SR10. So aren't they just nullifying each other? Or am I know I'm not good with maths, but I think the way they've worked that is they've given the 8 more power but weight, and they've taken power and taken weight off the 10. So aren't they the same? Nothing's changed.
I see what you mean, but I don't think it. As much as that makes logical sense, I'm not sure that quite makes real life sense. If you see what I mean.
Is that why the 10s can't? Oh my God, what is going on here? But is that why
Smith just made an error there, which has dropped him right in the middle of this group, by the way. Around the outside for Renan, I think that is, through the carousel, and he's holding it very well. Can he stay there? He can. Now into the kick, they're going to go side by side. Well, this is going to be dangerous, but they've just done it through the carousel, and they're still side by side. Wow, what great respect shown between these two.
Wide.
And Heinz on the grass, trying to overtake them both towards Canada corner. There's only just enough space for this on this very narrow run towards the big braking zone on the right-hander. Melia Smith gets eventually past Renan, who gave that a very good go, and Heinz Braun eventually is going to capitalise, thankfully on the racetrack this time, round the outside of the penultimate corner, and he gets that at 8th place. But another crazy battle.
Yeah, they're throwing the cars at everywhere. I wonder if that's because we've had, Braun's off. He's just outdone everything he's just done. He's down now into ninth. Poor old Heinz Braun. He's having a bit of a rotten one. He goes up, then he comes down, then he goes up and comes down too. And at the moment, he's got Ole Gullikson, the brother, I believe, of Harvard Gullikson, and these two are now fighting it out as well. So poor old Heinz Braun under pressure. Up front, Seth Brown is under pressure. Now, going back to what we were discussing, if that's right, and my logic in my head tells me that's right, the 10's always going to be quicker than the 8, right?
Well, I don't think it's quite. I think that would be oversimplifying it. James Barry's just messaged us to say that you're right about the BOP in that sense, but it makes the car characteristics closer to one another, which means they can race each other a little bit. More closely. They're clearly not the same still. I mean, the drivers will tell you that they drive differently, first of all. And I think Mike Booston will tell you that SR10 is a rocket ship down in a straight line as well. It's still, even despite those changes. But the fact that those changes are made, even though they do cancel each other out a little bit, does mean the characteristics are a bit closer. This is severe pressure, though, for Seth Brown. As much as he does have that advantage in a straight line, it seems, he's got 3 SR8s queuing up behind him now because Gullickson's caught up, and Jamie Bird's almost back in this group as well. Yeah,
he's almost recovered. Jamie Bird back into it as well. We've got Shriver, Melia Smith, Renard, Braun and Gullickson, and Glover has joined on to the back of the pack as well. I can see what you mean, James and George in YouTube chat. I've got it a little bit, but the 10 is still just a little bit too quick. It's like you just needed to bump one more up on the 8 to kind of get that balance where the 8 can actually come back. Because I saw, don't worry. Hubbard Gullickson and Mike Bruce nearly come to blows there. Because if the 10 is going to be out front and Mike's going to lose time with Gullickson having a go, he ain't going to be able to get past the 10. And that's my fear at the moment, because even though he's in the draft, we'll have a look. Seth's going 151, 54, 55. Mike Bouson's pulling in the draft and still only going 57, 58. I don't know if that's right. Maybe I don't know. But I think logic kills me.
In terms of actual lap time, though, they are very similar. It's just, the different ways that they're able to make their lap time here. The SR8's quicker through the corners. The SR10's quicker down the straights. So that does give you a bit of an advantage in a battle like this. We'll see. I mean, an SR8 may end up winning this race fairly comfortably. We'll wait and see in the next 2 laps. But they're queuing up at the moment behind Seth Brown, and they are catching on the way towards turn 5, and there could definitely be something on the brakes here. In fact, Gullickson's the one. He's gone too late on the brakes there, has he? On the outside, he's at least put it up for the corner this time. He'll have been having flashbacks to lap 1 there, where he went too wide at turn 5, and now he's properly up to speed, it seems. Earlier, as he said and mentioned, it didn't seem like he had any grip at all. Now he seemed to have found some, but he couldn't find his way past Bousson on the outside that time.
Yeah, absolutely. James, I agree with you. It's a work in progress. You're nearly there. You're nearly there, and I get it. I get what you've tried to do, but in my head, and I as I say, I'm old. Logically, you've just cancelled one out with the other, and maybe that's I don't know what you were trying to do. I'm not sure, but I think just a little bit less power in the 10, Ewan.
Simon Edwards just messaged. We'll talk about the actual details of it in between the races, just when we've got a moment, because we are coming up towards the final lap of this race in just a second. But Simon Edwards has gone into a bit more detail on it, and the whys and what fors and stuff. Oh no, Jamie Bird! Whoa, what a save that was as well through Canada corner. He won't be involved in this fight for the lead anymore because the white flag's about to come out, and there's only 1 lap remaining. However, that was a big save and an impressive one as well. There's also a group back here for 6th place. Melia Smith. Oh, and Bird's off again through the final turn. So Robert Woodward's going to have a chance at a top 4 there. It looks like. Meantime, Sorry, go on.
They were side by side. They are side by side. Brawl and Shriver have been side by side already. Both of these are in the 10, so I'm not quite sure exactly. But watch Simon Renard here. He's going to pick the draft. They're squeezing the life out of each other at this moment in time. Renard's going to, if he can get that power down and get that straight, he's going to pick up Shriver here. Down into turn 3. Is he going to be able to get it? Hard on the brakes for Renard. Renard goes through. Job done for him. That was set up a day before.
Yeah, Gullickson's going for the move, by the way, on Mike Boosson here, surely. It's the last lap move, potentially here. Boosson's defending the inside. It doesn't look like they can find a way past Seth Brown. And like last lap, Gullickson heads to the outside, but he can't go all the way round there, and he misses out again. So what can these guys do now about Seth Brown? This is looking difficult now. Seth Brown looks well on his way to a victory in race 1 of the season.
Yeah, he definitely does. And Mike's probably sitting there going, please go away a minute. We need to get him, and I ain't going to get him with you crawling all over me. That's the problem at the moment for Mike. He's not got one problem, he's got 2. He's got one, he's got to try and get past Brown. He doesn't quite know how because the 10's quicker. Then he's got the other one. I've got Gullickson tucked up his rear end, who really, if he's going to get involved, get involved. Don't just half-heart Mike. You know, you've got to go for it all. And Mike's trying to defend and attack. It's kind of like an LMP2 with a GTP and a GT3. Not really quite sure what to do. But at the moment, these guys are going for it, and it's whether or not they're going to be able to get it done before the end of the lap.
It's not going to be into Canada corner, so it looks like this is going to be Seth Brown's all the way here. The slipstream that he's offered up to Mike Boosson as well seems to have kept the Brit in second place, just in front of Over Gullickson, who might go for it into the final turn, and doesn't quite. Through the final corner they go. There may be a run to the line here. In fact, the exit for Boosson's better. He's in the slipstream, but Seth Brown's going to hold on. He'll win race 1 of this Radical Race Series season by just about a 1/10 of a second in front of Mike Boosson and Over Gullickson. It's SR10 in front of SR8, and Heinz Braun is going to get to...
No!
Oh, only 7th place. 18
mate.
thousandths of a second at the line there. Melia Smith just about holds on. That was close. He had one of the more exciting races of the day there, Heinz Braun, but the Polsitter only ends up down in 7th.
Wow. And that was all stemmed from his line. He did not get that car off the line, and then he just got bullied out hard all the way round turn 1, 2 and 3, and literally it just went wrong for Braun. But, you know, he got back to 7th, which is better than where he was at one point. He was down in 9th.
Well, indeed.
Do you know what? We didn't show any replays during that one. I do apologise. There was drama for some people, but there was a lot of racing going on, and I didn't want to miss any of the racing.
Well, Stefan Mellis was the only one to drop a lap there, so he was the only one to have big trouble. Unfortunately, Andrew Mitchell, despite practicing earlier, has not raced tonight, but still had 17 car field to begin the season, which is very good. I'll just quickly run through. I'll let you watch the results come in. There we go. So Seth Brown wins ahead of Mike Boosson and Havoc Gullickson in that group. Then Jamie Bird, who holds on from Robert Woodward inside the top 5. Finley Melia Smith was the next driver at the head of a group, head of Heinz Braun, Freddie Schrever, Simon Renan. Phil Glover gets 10th. He'll be on pole. I'm sure he'll be delighted about that. Let's see how that goes. Ollie Gullickson will be 11th head of Steve Webb. Then Ray Peasley, Patricio Silva, Dominic Pavera, Emmanuel Mandika, and Stefan Mellis, the final of the finishers. I say Andrew Mitchell didn't start. I just want to use this warm session to go through what Simon Edwards said on the discussion point about the BOP between the SR8s and the SR10s, because he's gone into quite some detail about what weight and engine power does for both of the cars. So lower weight on the SR10 increases the corner speed for the 10. Higher on the SR8 reduces its cornering speed, hence the weight distributions. But the lower power on the SR10 fights or lowers the top speed, fighting the it's fighting aero, not weight, rather. And more power on the SR8 fights the drag that it has compared to the SR10. Well, I mean, you can see it. It's a slightly more odd shape, I guess, the SR10 compared to the SR8. The other way around, I mean. So the 10 cuts through the air a little bit better. So that's the reason for the discrepancy. That's why what I was saying, it makes logical sense what you're saying, but the weight and the power has a different reaction, a different effect, and also it has a different effect to each of the cars. So while it might be the same value, as you say, it's the same amount of power that's been taken away from the 10, it's been put onto the 8, that may be true, but it also has a different reaction in both of those cars as well. So there you go. Weight on or off for cornering speed, basically, and power, obviously, for the straights, depending on the drag, which the 8 has a much more of than the 10 does.
Okay. Do you know, that's about as clear as mud, right? I don't know. I'll have to read it again and try and process it slowly. I don't know. It's just like, it's just not working in my head. I don't know if that's because it's late or what. I'm not really sure, but it ain't working in my head at this current time.
Need a one-to-one science lesson with Simon.
I need it drawing crayon.
Meantime, here's the grid for race 2. As I say, Phil Glover will be on the pole. Just run through the top 10 here. So it'll be behind him, Renan, Shraver, Braun, Melia Smith, Woodward, Bird, Gullickson, Boson, Brown. The 10 who've been reversed. The top 10 reversed being repeated this season. And as I say, Phil Glover on the pole, which is always an exciting watch, isn't it? Although I'm not sure, chatting to him, that he particularly enjoys starting from the pole, as he sometimes finds himself doing.
Well, apparently I missed a race win from Phil last season.
Must have missed it as well.
Well, we did miss it. Yeah, we did miss it. Actually, we were having some issues, but yeah. Apparently he won a race last season, so maybe he'll do it again. I don't know. I'm judging that's what I've caught in the Discord, by the way. I'm really upset that Andrew Mitchell isn't it, because he was flying in practice, by the way, just to let you know. There you go, lights.
Here we go. Lights on for the second race. Patricio Silva going to start from the pit lane, but everybody else, all other 16 drivers, getting underway from Road America, and this time Heinz Braun gets off to a good start. He's already gained one place. In fact, it's Shraver going backwards there on the inside. Jamie Bird getting past him now, almost 3 wide in towards turn 1 as Phil Glover leads this race. Renan then in second. Braun is fighting with Melia Smith, who's also got off to a good start here, and past Shraver in towards turn 3. They go side by side. Braun on the outside here should get the place, as long as he doesn't make an error, which he did on a couple of occasions in the previous race. Nearly contact between the two, and now though, fight for the slipstream of Simon Renan just in front. Renan in the slipstream of Phil Glover now on the way towards turn 5 as well. Jamie Bird's going to have nowhere to go here from 5th position as well. He's going to be boxed in on the inside line. Melia Smith getting freight trained a little bit. Jamie Bird almost hitting Braun. Lock up. Oh, they only just make the corner. That was disaster written all over it for a moment, but they get away with it. Heinz Braun. Oh no, there is disaster further behind. Ollie Gullickson and Seth Brown, the race 1 winner, down in the gravel there.
Oh, I've got to show that. Let's see what just drama. I know this is the first replay we've done, but there's Seth Brown. What happened here? I think it was Gullickson in the green.
Oh, he's got smashed.
Oh, he did by Ollie. Yeah, and then Steve Webb's involved. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether it was Webb making the contact with him or the one who was the bystander afterwards, or which one of those was Gullickson, because, as you say, Webb and Gullickson were the other two involved there. It's SR8 1, 2 and 3 now, by the way, as Renan takes the lead away from Glover. Then it's Heinz Braun next in line, looking for a way through. That's all changed very quickly. Glover's got past again on the straight there with the 10. And here comes Braun diving down. He's undercut of the corner.
No.
He shoulder barges Phil Glover, who goes wide there. And Simon Renan straight back into position there. Straight back into second position. Melia Smith now round the outside of Phil Glover, who's in real danger of going a long way back in this train now.
Come on, Phil. Get your elbows out, son. I want that aggression out of him that we've always prayed.
Oh, no, he's gone.
No, he's hit a wall.
Oh no, Phil Glover in the wall at the final turn. That's going to have to be a repair, I'm afraid, for the SR10 there. Still close for the lead, by the way. Renan is getting right in behind Heinz Braun here. It might have been the smarter idea to stay behind him, but I guess he's fearing the same situation of race 1, where an 8 can't get past a 10. Just looking at the look in a 2-driver battle like what we saw in race number 1. Further back for 3rd place, it's absolutely manic again, and Jamie Bird's off the road, coming down towards turn 3. He's off into the gravel. It's more trouble for Bird. He's got some rear left damage there. Somebody's hit him, or he's hit the wall somewhere. Oh no, yep, somebody's hit him on the brakes down there for turn number 3. And who was it? Going to be difficult.
Shriver.
Whoa, that is an odd one. Why was he slowing down like that, Jamie Bird? I'm not entirely sure, but he was hit there and he's dropped down the field because of it all.
Yeah, he definitely has. I think that was Shriver who's gone and made contact with him. Braun's made his recovery. He's got Renard tucked in behind him. Melia Smith now is at the front of the train with Hubbard, Gullickson, Shriver, Woodward, Bousson and Peasley. We've had people in pit lane already. That's basically Phil from his wall. Patricio Gomez he come out pit lane and went back in. Seth Brown, Steve Webb and Stefan Mellis, who we saw all have drama right at the beginning. So race 2 2 is a little bit, I would say, calmer, but the beginning's been a little bit more manic. George has told me that Phil apparently got a podium. I thought I saw him say he won, but maybe I was wrong. So well done, Phil, on that one. Just unfortunately, you're not going to get a podium this time around. And Renard is having a good old go with Heinz Braun.
Yeah, indeed. These two were racing away at the front, although, as I say, Renan will be fearing the similar situation to what happened in race 1 there, where Seth Brown was out front and pretty much unpassable at the front of the field in the SR10, with the SR8 trailing there. Renan now in a similar situation, potentially, as they come through the final corner there. In the background, Melia Smith leading the next group. Parfitt Gullikson first in line to try and take another position. He'll be definitely a part of our discussions in a moment as to who's maybe going to take the most points out of this race, because that at the moment is completely unclear, with Seth Brown, the race 1 winner, all the way down in 15th position. It makes it far from obvious. Here comes Gullikson down the inside. He gets past Melia Smith and he's back onto the podium again. He would be the only driver to repeat a podium at the moment of the current top 3, if he can stay here for the next 10 laps.
Yeah, well, we thought that was in doubt in race number 1, wasn't it? Let's be real about it. He couldn't even get the car stopped, let alone stay in the position he was in. But he seems to be a lot better up at the moment. Still got Renard leading the SR8s. Gullikson still in 3rd, Melia Smith. So 8's in 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Then we've got Shriver, Woodward, Gullikson now. Melia Smith's going to try around the outside. You're not stopping that fella. I'm sorry, but you ain't. And he didn't, and now Gullikson has got out in front, and now it's Shriver's turn to have a go at Melia Smith at the moment.
I wonder whether, again, same situation as race 1 is going to happen again here, where Gullikson gets free of the group for 3rd place, as it previously was, and catches those top 2. We'll see whether he can do that, but he's already escaped from this group, which is now still headed by Melia Smith. He's gone a little bit wide there, but it's just a dip of a wheel onto the gravel there. Nothing too bad. So Melia Smith now leading this next group in line. Then Shriver, then Woodward, then Bussen, who rounds out these next positions. Bussen very much on the back of Robert Woodward here at the back of the group. He's another one of those drivers who might well have a chance of... God, he's slow in a straight line, isn't he?
Yeah, he drifted wide coming through the kink as well, which probably didn't help him.
No, I mean, yeah. As Simon Edwards points out, it just matter about the setup as well, I suppose, for Seth Brown and for Mike Boutsen. I'm increasingly thinking whether he's put a bit too much wing on potentially here tonight. He's really struggling in a straight line in the slipstream even of Robert Woodward there, which is making overtaking very difficult indeed. Through the final corner, and Boutsen is less than 2/10 behind, but watch this gap now, it's already going up. To be fair, Woodward's got a slipstream himself, which probably isn't helping. Now side by side with Shriver, this might bring Boutsen back into the game just a little bit here. And there we go, he is starting to gain a little bit more now on Shriver, who is just falling in behind Woodward.
It's going to hit him, he's going to hit him.
Side by side, and Woodward gets around the outside and through, and Boutsen now trying to take advantage in the corners where the SR8 is a bit stronger.
Oh, I really thought he was going to go and run into Woodward then. I thought that was going to be game over. Boutsen's now trying to pull out on the rundown into turn number 5. I don't think he's going to have much of an opportunity. He isn't. He's got to tuck back in the 10s, just too strong in a straight line. Now Mike's all the way up in the 6th gear, pushing it down. Going to look for the curb. Is he going to get down that braking hard? No, can't get through. They've got to try and do something in the corners, the 8s at the moment. And Boutsen's just not really sure. But this Shriver mistake in that Woodward battle earlier, Woodward's just made a mistake and Shriver goes through. So this could bring Boutsen into it currently at this moment in time.
Well, it's going to have to be through the middle sector again here, because he's just struggling so much elsewhere on the racetrack. Woodward pulls it over to defence. He knows that this is a vulnerable position for him to be in. Now outside line for the carousel, maybe for Boutsen, maybe the inside. That'll make it much easier. He's just about there in time. Can Woodward give him the space? And if he does, then he'll have had it here. Woodward's on the inside. He's got very little room to play with, though. And Woodward holds on round the outside very well indeed, and so he'll keep 6th place. Yeah,
and this is where the power just comes in now, doesn't it? And this is the thing. What's going up? Simon Renard has taken the lead from Heinz Braun. Heinz Braun has come back at him here. There goes Renard again. Hard on the brakes. The 8's managing to get the job done over Braun, but watch Braun coming through 14. He's just going to literally motor off down. Oh, no, he's not, because Renard gave him a little bit of a elbow out the window, and Braun there had to back out. So see if he can close this 5/10 gap he's got at the moment. Normally we look at saying about 2.5 tenths, but the 10 is quite strong. So we'll see how he gets on here.
Yeah, indeed. Let's see. We didn't see this scenario, though, in the first race. Seth Brown in the SR10 led the whole way and won. Well, that's not quite led the whole way, sorry, but he did hold on to the lead once he had it anyway. in the SR10 over an 8, and that was fairly notable. It was Mike Bousson indeed who was trailing him all the way, with Parfitt Gullikson as well, who's now within 2 seconds of these guys, by the way. Still a 4-driver group back for 4th place. It's got a very similar look to it, this second race, to what the first one did, even though this race is 50% longer. 12 laps for the feature race here tonight. Here comes Heinz Braun in the slipstream with the extra power, with the extra speed, I should say, on the way towards turn 5. And look at that, easily down the inside. Just make the overtake look easy sometimes, this SR10. And there you go, there's another SR10 overtake. That's Schreiber getting up into 4th place at the expense of Melia Smith as well.
Yeah, that was a run down into turn 5. I don't think Melia Smith had lots of reply, but Shriver's gone and made his own mistake. All that work's just gone out the window. Melia Smith has got it back in through 6 now, because Shriver made a mistake. Job done for him. Dominic Pavera, Ray Peasley. Yeah. They're having a nice little battle a little bit further back at the same time. So great fighting all the way through, from 1 right the way down to these guys down in 10th, still battling away nicely. Currently, though, I'm interested to see if Renard can stay with him. I do want to find out how Renard got this job done, and it starts here, believe it or not. And then, Braun's made a mistake. There you go.
He's made so many mistakes tonight, Heinz Braun. I'm not sure what it is. Very unlike him, to be honest. Not really sure what's that. We'll have to ask him, I suppose, at the end of the day, when if he comes in for a chat, because it is an unusual amount of mistakes that we've seen from him tonight, and it has cost him. Well, it cost him a load of places in race 1. I don't think it's going to cost him here, because he's back to the lead again almost as quickly as he's made the error. But even so, he has made the error, I suppose. So we'll see how he recovers from it. Into the slipstream again for Renault now in that SR8. Can he get anywhere here in the slipstream? He's gaining a little bit, but can't get past in towards turn number 1 on this occasion. Mike Bousson looking for a pass as well on Schreiber at the moment in towards turn number 1, but don't think he can quite get alongside just yet. No, can't. And this group's single file as well as we complete first 5 laps, and very near towards the halfway stage of this race now.
Yeah, Bousson's going to... It's hard for the 8 here, isn't it? Because if they've got better cornering, Road America has not really got... I'm trying to put this as diplomatic as I can before you jump on me. It's not got that sort of bucket load of corners for them to be able to do anything with. Do you see what I mean? It's got a lot of straights and the run down from the carousel through kink down the Candidate corner. It hasn't got sort of the twistiness of like Long Beach or something like that. You know what I mean? Even Road Atlanta to a degree at the beginning section of 2 right the way through to 7. It hasn't got that corners to try and make a difference here. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do, yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how the BOP evolves over the course of the season, because there are some very different types of racetrack. I mean, you look at the amount of corners. Whoa, a look down the inside from Bousson there. It's very similar to the side-by-side he had with Woodward, although Trevor's giving him a little bit more room. So maybe he's going to get somewhere here, Mike Bousson. No, not quite. There are some different circuits, say, with sort of much longer corners, like Imola's in 3 weeks' time, for example. That's going to be a completely different story. Lime Rock Park, for example, much longer corners around there. Phillip Island as well, as Bousson's passed by Woodward here because of that deficiency in straight line speed towards Canada corner. So he slips down to 7th position. Yeah, it is going to be interesting to see how this battle of the radicals evolves over the course of the season. Yeah,
we've only just started. We are only on race 1, so we can't. Let's not be over judgmental about it, because otherwise, you know, we'd be here all day. But that's what I mean. If we were, as I say, out of all the tracks that we've got, even sort of the Nürburgring next week's got a lot more corners than probably this. And I mean, the definition of a corner for me is, for instance, you know, turn 1 at the Nürburgring, or where else were we going up through? Schumacher S is coming up to Ad Van Boden at the top of the chicane. It's got a lot more to it, so the 8 might be better there, but I don't think the 8's quite got the capability, even though Bousson has just proved me wrong. He's just overtaken Woodward, but then we've got the long run from 3 down to 5, so I'm not quite sure if Bousson's going to be able to hold this, to be honest.
No, he's got to take some more wing off, I would say, that radical, because he's just getting eaten alive on that on these straights here. Oh, look at Jamie Bird! Wow, what a dive that is towards turn 5. It looks spectacular. In the end, it's only going to get him 1 place, and it's ahead of Robert Woodward there, who drops to 8th place now. But that's what I mean, really. Jamie Bird seems to be an SR8 driver who is able to seem to make this work, whereas Bousson just looks a bit hopeless on the straights.
I do wonder if that is winged, though. What has Bousson got on it? You know, what has Bousson got on that car that's going to be able to do it? The real test would be if he gets overtaken by Bird, what can Bird do with Shriver in front of him? You know, because at the moment, these three fighting, none of them are catching Melia Smith. So I kind of want Bird to go through to see what Bird can do with Shriver and whether or not he can get past him. But at the moment, you are right. Buson is kind of almost like a sitting duck on the straight, which is a little bit worrying.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It would be interesting. Oh, we're not going to get a straight fight between two SR8s either, but it would be interesting to see what would happen in a straight fight between Buson and one of these other SR8s in the field. But in a group that he's in at the moment, that's definitely not going to happen. Through the final turn then, what's going to happen here on the straight this time round? Jamie Bird looking pretty positive at this stage, and that's not helpful. Schreiber just blinking there. It's just a long blink, and he's going to pop back. Oh, gee, he's going to pop right back in front of Mike Buson there. That would have been a very scary moment for Mike Buson, who now gets into the slipstream properly and can't do anything on the way towards turn one. But Melia Smith having much more joy in terms of staying in front of an SR10 there, despite the lead that he had. There goes Buson now to the outside as the corner starts to come into play. Outside through turn 3, he's not going to commit to that, and that might well open him up to attack from Jamie Bird, who was on the attack towards turn 5 last lap, diving down the inside and passing Robert Woodward. See whether he does the same here on Mike Buson on the way down towards turn 5 this time round. He goes on the defensive here, does Buson. Here comes Woodward on both of them. Bird under pressure from an SR10 as well. Buson defends on the inside line, and they all hold position. And Bird slides. He gives away that place. He's back to 8th again.
Well, there goes our theory. They're looking forward to the battle that was going to happen if Bird got through. Unfortunately, he's just made a mistake. Now he's popped in behind Robert Woodward. This gap up front's been quite interesting. I mean, going out to above a second, then Renard's been able to get it back down again, but it just seems to be stabilising at the moment of round about a second to 1.1. So I don't know if that's going to happen. I think the only way this could happen if Renard is going to win is basically if Braun makes a mistake. The problem is Braun's made a lot of mistakes tonight. So if I was Simon Renard, I would just keep pushing as much as I possibly can, just in case he makes another one. Problem for Renard, he's got Havard Gullickson coming at him like an absolute freight train. That gap's dropped down quite a lot here at the same time. So I believe your answer to your question, George, in YouTube chat is yes. I believe Havard will catch Renard before the end of this race. These 5, though, are still in the mix. Interesting thing for me, Melia Smith was out in front by a little bit more of a gap there, but over the last couple of laps he's kind of been brought back into it again, and I don't know if he really wants to be brought back into it, but you can where are we? No, we don't want to go that way, we want to go the other way. You can see over the lap 5 and lap 6 he lost about 4 tenths to Shriver, and then on lap 7 he's managed to go he's been quicker to Shriver. Now he's losing it again, so Shriver's been a little quicker through 7 and 8, so Melia Smith kind of being dragged back into it.
Yeah, never really got away fully, but yeah, being dragged into it again now. Buson's to the inside here towards turn 3. Can't get down there again. Now this is trouble for Melia Smith, I think, because that's a nice line from Shriver there, and that might well give him the opportunity to get through on the way towards turn 5 here. Again, Melia Smith has decent straight line speed here. Must have less downforce on the likes of Buson, who's now going to get eaten up by Robert Woodward here. And Jamie Bird might well fancy a piece of this as well. On the way towards turn 5, he's late, breaking late. In fact, he's just going to go with whoever wins the fight. And that is Mike Buson this time round. He's to the inside of Woodward in that case, and over the top of the hill through turn 6. He gets through, just Jamie Bird up into 7th place. So a nice pass there. Opportunistic, really. He was just waiting to see who won that fight, and then followed the winner there through.
It's kind of rinse and repeat for Bird, though, isn't it? He did it, a couple of laps ago? Same thing. Shriver's just made a mistake. That's allowed Buson to pull back in through the carousel. So Bird did the same thing he did a few laps ago. Let's see if he doesn't make the same mistake. We're now back in that same position. Melia Smith, Shriver, Bird and Buson. Can we see Bird clear Buson, and can he get past Shriver? That's going to be the question.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, Gullickson's on Renard as well.
Yeah, so second is up for grabs here. It looks like Heinz Braun is on his way to a race victory here in race 2, but there goes Shriver down the inside and makes contact, and he goes into the wall half through Canada corner. That's it for Shriver in this race as far as a top 5 finish is concerned. Side-to-side contact. This was where he lost it earlier, by the way. Side-to-side contact with Melia Smith. That has sent him into the wall through Canada corner. And here it is. He was gaining quickly, and I'm pretty sure there was contact here. Let's wait and see. Dives deep on the brakes, There's the touch.
Minimal.
And it's a hard hit on the wall.
Yeah, unfortunately for Shriver, it was minimal. Gullickson's cleared Renard, so that's going to be an interesting one. He's got 2 seconds to make up, and he's only got 2 laps to do it. So the answer to your question, George, is a definite yes. Not only did he catch him, he's also passed him. Melia Smith, Bousson, Bird, and Woodward. We can look and see how Gullickson got Renard. Renard's one wide, so Gullickson's made it through into turn number 2, I believe.
There you go. Up into second place. Now, does he have enough time to catch Heinz Braun here or not? I would say not, with 2.5 laps to go and 2 seconds, but you never know, I suppose. Keep an eye on the group in 4th place as well, as Shriver sped in the pit lane as well, going to serve his meatball. Unfortunate way to end for him tonight, because he's had a good race other than that, really.
Yeah, and that's the thing for poor old Shriver. He's now just out. He's now had enough. He's like, nope, I've got a penalty, I'm not coming back. 1.9 seconds, he's got 2 laps to do it. Oh, I don't really know. Don't get me wrong, Gullickson's quick, but is he that quick? So there we go. Good thing they're teammates, says George as well. Do we have a list of the teammates, George? That'd be great if you can get me a list of teams on who's going to be doing what, who's in teams. That would be awesome. I can set them up here as well. On the broadcasters, Bousson's climbing all over Melia Smith, not really making gains. He's just putting frighteners on him, I think.
He had a little look to the inside there, but didn't go for that dive fully. On the inside, Melia Smith slides through the penultimate corner. That was a big save. And Mike Boutsen now gets to the outside for the final corner, just to hope that he can get that run out of the final turn and on the way towards the start-finish line. He's alongside now as he kicks up a bit of that gravel that's been brought onto the racetrack. And now, side by side over the start-finish line, he's got the much better run here, Boutsen. But now look at the straight line speed starting to come into it. Melia Smith clearly with less downforce than this. Side-to-side contact as they're side-drafting each other towards turn 1. Boutsen on the inside line is going to get through here, so surely he's going to get clear. And Melia Smith goes for the cutback again towards turn 3. See whether he gets involved. No, not quite. Jamie Bird in the background might well fancy his chances now as well, as Melia Smith has seen the momentum going away from him. Here comes Jamie Smith in the slipstream on the way down towards turn 5. Can he maybe get himself through? Melia Smith is going to get another chance of overtaking here. He's got better straight line speed here. So is Jamie Bird. Where does he go? He's only going to get himself boxed in here, Jamie Bird, surely. Again, he's going to wait for the winner and then follow them through turn 5. Oh, he's got it slightly wrong there on the apex of turn 5. So Boutsen holds on ahead of Melia Smith, then Jamie Bird. Robert Woodward watches on from 7th place, but finally Boutsen makes that overtake and moves up to 4th place.
Really, in hindsight, Woodward should come out of this on top. He should be a lot quicker. But where do you go? That's the problem. Bird he's looking ultra aggressive at this moment in time, is Jamie Bird. He's having a right old little battle. I don't know whether that's in his head or what the situation is, but Bird's looking ultra aggressive here at the moment, which is great to see. But God, he's been absolutely, look. I don't think I've seen Jamie Bird drive like this before.
Right. In that race, by the way, where I recall that the podium had been the same in 2 races, I'm pretty sure Jamie Bird was one of those drivers who got the podium 2 races in a row, and it was indeed the same position. I wonder whether this is one of his more enjoyed circuits. I'm not sure, but anyway, he just seemed to be enjoying it out there here tonight. 4th place in race 1, looking for another top 5 here as Mike Boutsen's made off with 4th place. Oh, Bird gets it wrong again. He's sliding. He's trying to save it just about, only just. Robert Woodward has to go tinking left and right to try and avoid him as they see the white flag now. There's only 1 lap to go. Jamie Bird with a big save, but that's not going to have helped his straight line speed at all. Not that it's very good anyway compared to the SR10s. Woodward roars past and into 6th place.
Yeah, job done. And Bird again, the master of his own downfall. He pops up one, makes a mistake, pops up another one, makes a mistake, and he's just done it again. I think consistency could be an issue for Jamie Bird.
Certainly seems to be. Certainly the sort of small errors, really, where he has to make a sort of last-minute save and so on, are really holding him back here. Looks like this is going to be the battle to the line here. All the others look pretty settled. Bird late on the brakes on the outside there. Blocks up indeed. Woodward was always in control of that on the inside though, and he holds on to 6th place. Bird at the inside of turn 6, not quite. And so Woodward keeps that position and might well do to the end of this race now. Half a lap to go here in race 2 of the Radical Race Series opener tonight.
Yeah, great race it's been as well. Oh, what was that in my ear, old Mr. O'Leary?
Oh, another big save for Bird there. Another big slide like that through turn 7 that time.
He's having a good old go, is Jamie Bird, at the moment in time. I am a little bit concerned that Braun's gap is just dropped nearly a whole half a second. And Gullickson's now literally 1.6 back. I don't think he's going to get him unless Braun is going to make some drama out of 12 up through A and B and then into 14. I think Heinz Braun could be our winner.
Indeed he will. It's been a strange night from Heinz Braun. A night of a few errors really. But he's come good at the end of race number 2 to control and win this race pretty comfortably. It's going to be Heinz Braun who comes up towards the start-finish line, and he wins race 2 in the Radical Race Series opener at Road America tonight in front of Gullickson and Renault. So Gullickson the best of the SR8s here tonight in race number 2, and potentially the overall best in this race as well, in this round as well I should say. Second in race 2 to go along with his third place podium in race 1. I think he will have just about accumulated the most points out of anybody from this opening round of the season. And despite looking really at sea in that first lap of the first race, Gullickson has done well since then.
Yeah, he has. Now, I want to challenge you on the points, by the way. Because, Robert Woodward also got 2 seconds.
True. I mean, I wasn't looking at things in terms of a class point of view. I was looking at things more in an overall point of view, which maybe was my mistake.
Okay.
But yes, you might be right. We'll have to wait and see, to be honest. Not entirely sure who it's going to be, but yeah, might well be one of those two. This is a late battle, by the way, as on the very last lap here, Steve Webb has got past Emmanuel Mandika for 12th position. So that's a nice extra bonus position for Steve Webb as well as he comes towards the end of that race there. Just in behind Steph Brown, by the way, who's outside the top 10 and despite being race 1 winner, will not be the points leader, I don't think, of the SR10s or indeed in terms of overall positions because, yeah, unfortunately, race winner, race 1, difficulties with a crash on lap 1 of race 2.
Yeah, absolutely. George has also informed us, so don't forget about bonus points, which you know me and you absolutely love when it comes to the season closure and we're trying to do maths to figure out the winner and then we've got to have bonus points. Me and you find it absolutely wonderful when we get that into a series, don't we?
It's only a very rough estimate that whoever might be the championship leader at this stage because we don't actually know at the moment. Because
not a clue.
There's class positions, there's bonus points, there's all sorts to factor in. So anyway, we'll come with the full standings at the start of next week. And of course, it's only round 1. Heinz Braun wins race 2 tonight, though, from Road America by a second and a half in front of Hervé Gullickson, the SR8 race winner. Sam Renon on the overall podium there with Mike Boots in 4th place. Finley Malleus-Smith rounding out the top 5. Robert Woodward is also involved in that group with Jamie Bird. Ray Peasley, a bit of a gap back to him. And Volley Gullickson and Phil Glover, who rounds out the top 10. 2 top 10s overall for Phil Glover tonight. Seth Brown, race 1 winner, drops to 11th on that last in that last race of the day. Sorry, Steve Webb gets past Emmanuel Mandika for 12th place there in race 2. Stefan Bellis, Patricio Silva, Freddie Schroeder, Pavera round out the field. Yes.
You all right?
Yep, fine.
Sure,
Just,
you got a little bit of stuttery in the middle there. Feel all right?
Just forgetting what words I'm trying to use. Anyway, let's have a chat to some drivers, shall we? I hope that they can talk a bit better. Heinz Braun, the race 2 winner, will do first of all, and he joins us now. Heinz, welcome in. Good to have you with us, and congratulations on race 2 victory here tonight at Road America. Just tell us how that second race was for you there, coming from 4th place on the grid. And it's after a race where you were on pole in race number 1 and didn't maybe get the result you wanted. How pleased are you with the bounce back in race 2 to get a win in race 2 tonight?
Yeah, I'm glad, of course. The first race wasn't good. I started with spinning wheels, too much pressure than in the first laps and no way to go, always fighting. So the second race was much easier. So I think also Simon has also understood that it's better not to attack each other for a while, so that we get a little bit of seconds ahead in front of Havard. But of course, we also fighted for the position. And then I was lucky in the end, a little bit faster, or could use the straight line speed that is a little bit higher for the SR10.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about how that felt to be a part of, in terms of the SR10 having slightly better straight line speed, but the SR8 would have been stronger in other areas. Where did you sort of feel those differences the most, and what was it like to sort of balance that, if you like, balance that out through a lap time? Because over a lap time, the two cars were close, but in terms of these different areas, there was lots of differences. How was that to manage over the course of the race?
Yeah, I think if the 10 is in front and the driver is maybe slightly slower on a whole round, or maybe on the same pace, it's better that the 8 stays behind the 10. But when you want to be racy over the track, and you are really in a pack, and you're not the two guys in front, then you have really close fighting, which is also more like fun, and doing the close battles, trying not to kick each other out. Of course, it's a lot of fun, but it's not very effective to get points in the championship. So in the end, I think it's the second race was more like plan, but the first race was more like fun for maybe also for the viewers in the stream. Yeah, but that's the point.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and well, you're not wrong. I mean, both races were entertaining to watch, to be fair, from our point of view. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out, or anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go, Heinz, tonight?
To the whole community, RRS, and also to you guys making a good stream. I would like to see it in the after the race, maybe tomorrow, because it's very hot now, and I want to go to shower and then to bed. But yeah, I will be excited to watch the race, and I hope we will have good close racing and interesting streams for the next races.
Yeah, indeed. Thanks for chatting to us tonight, Heinz, and congratulations on a win in race 2 tonight.
Good evening. Bye-bye.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much. Heinz Braun there, the winner in race 2. There's a lot of people to interview tonight, isn't there? Goodness me.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. We could be here a while.
We could be here a while. Let's have a chat to Harvey Gullikson next, who was second place in that race, and just work our way through race 2 results first of all. Harvey, welcome in, and congratulations on a double podium actually tonight in the Radical Race Series opener. First of all, race 2. Well, I guess both of them really felt kind of similar. You seemed to sort of get caught in a group initially. You got past that group, and then you chased down a leading pair for the lead. I mean, did it feel to you like in race 2 there that race 1 was just repeating itself all over again?
Sort of, except the first race. I did many mistakes on the first lap and lost a lot of positions. So it was my own fault that I have to try and catch the other guys up. But in race 2, I started P8 and just tried to stay out of trouble. But it's really, really hard to pass on this track. And the back tires on the SR8s are gone after 5-6 laps, I feel. But I really enjoyed it. The SR8 is a really nice car to drive.
Tell us a little bit about that first lap of race number 1, because if you'd have watched that first half of the first race, you would have thought, well, there's no chance you're going to get any good result out of tonight, because it just didn't look like anything was going for you there into turn 1 or turn 5 or anything on that. But you seemed to gather it up after that. So what was going on there?
I want to forget the first lap. I don't know. I'm not sure what I did. Did many stupid things. Broke too late. I'm not sure. I was maybe not fully on. To say so. Yeah, but then it's just more fun to try to catch the others.
Well, indeed. Congrats on doing that tonight. Does anybody like to thank or shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, thank you guys for always putting on the show on the YouTube channel. Very nice to watch. All the guys in this series, really nice driving, all of them. And shout out to my teammates at RGL Coatings and Sande Trafikkskole.
Thanks so much. Congratulations on a double podium overall tonight, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
See you. Cheers.
Thanks so much. have a good listen in the podium twice here tonight. Now, let's go to race 1 and the winner there now, Seth Brown, who joins us as well. Seth, welcome in. Congratulations on a win in race 1. We'll talk about race 2 in a moment, but start with the good stuff. You held on to a lead that was a leading battle there for quite some time in race 1, but you were never really side by side. Did it feel comfortable, or did you feel like you were really under pressure in that first race?
A bit of both. It's just checking you in, alright? So I've changed all my hardware between seasons. So this is a new adventure for me.
Seth, you sound like you're sat in a toilet.
I moved the rig in the bathroom. Well, you know when you have those brown trouser moments.
Yeah, but we didn't literally mean cut a hole in the seat and put it over the toilet, Seth.
It just makes everything much more convenient. I had to nip to the bathroom just before we gridded, so I was going to go back. Anyway, I digress. Was it comfy? No. Was it like scary? I was driving to a limit, knowing that I kind of had it. I did make a little mistake on the last corner because the sun was glaring off the track and I couldn't actually see my braking point. And that's when I got alongside for a second. But yeah, I think it was okay. Fairly comfy. And the separate race. Should we talk about that?
Yeah, well, indeed. I mean, it seemed to me to be a bit of bad luck, really, for you in terms of wrong place at the wrong time. But these are the dangers, I suppose, with a reverse grid race. When you win the first race, you start from 10th, which is almost always directly in the middle of the field in this series. Just tell us about that first lap from your perspective in race 2 as well.
Yeah, I was, just being in P10 and knowing that I had the pace over everybody behind quite easily, and I was really looking forward to battling through the pack. I was going to have a good feature, and just breaking into turn 5 is that ahead. And all of a sudden I'm just facing the wrong way. So nothing I could do. I tried to pick it up, move my way back, but ultimately there's only a few people are slow enough to catch it. So anyway, I'll take the win. That was great. Good way to open the season.
Yeah, indeed. Thanks for chatting to us at the end tonight, Seth, and congratulations especially on that race 1 win here tonight.
Thanks, and it's good to see you guys back again. It's very exciting. I should go watch the broadcast a little bit.
Thanks very much, Seth Brown, the winner of race 1 here tonight at Road America. The only other driver to get a podium who we haven't chatted to yet is Mike Bousson, who we can be joined by now.
Bloody time.
We had to bring him in, don't we? Right, you ain't got long, Mike. I've got Q.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Well, I do.
Well, I don't.
All right.
Right, let's get. Oh, get on with it.
I ain't doing it. I'm handing it over. I'm going to sit here shut up now.
Well, to be fair, I only came in here to speak to Ewan anyway.
That's about blinking normal, isn't it?
I've missed him.
Yeah.
The talent.
You absolute fool, Mike. You really are.
Not this part-time wannabe.
Boy, you weren't even here last season. What are you talking about?
I know.
Oh, hold on. It's nice to see you on a broadcast for a change.
Bye, Mike.
Bye.
The stream ends very abruptly.
That'd be why. I'm travelling over to where Mike lives.
Yes, exactly.
All right, let's talk about the racing briefly.
Yes.
Come on, then.
Yeah, let's talk about the race. Let's talk about race 1 first of all, Mike. End up in second place behind Seth for quite a while. I just asked Seth whether it was sort of a comfortable race for him, and he said that it wasn't. But did you ever feel at any point like you really had the opportunity to go through with the scenario with the 2 different cars and everything factored in?
Yeah, not really. I'd really would have had to send the most horrible dive up on him. So and I've had the most rotten luck of late. I don't think I think I've been taken out or taken myself out in the last 10 races. So I thought myself, let's just sit in by. With the SR8, it just didn't have enough to get past. Obviously, so it was a case of just using them for most of the race, just to keep me away from the rest of the pack and see if anything opened up, but it didn't really. Hey, stop vaping, you dirty animal.
I'm not doing anything. They can't hear me on the broadcast, Mike. You just giving it out.
right.
That's for dirty little school kids. An old
What?
dirty old man. Dirty old man.
Shut up!
see you on a street
Why
corner.
do we bring you in every time?
Love it.
I don't know about that, Mike
We
Boozer. I really don't.
We can break up the conversation from this racing malarkey.
Well,
Yeah.
you're bad at race 2, you mean?
Yeah.
There
Well,
was nothing wrong with race 2.
it's still finished in 4th place. What was I going to ask
Broadcast, were
about?
you watching?
I don't know.
Sorry
I
about
was
that.
paying attention to somebody who was actually racing, like Gullickson in front of you.
Where were we, Ewan?
Yeah. Anyway, well, I wasn't really going to ask about race 2 so much, but actually about the outlook for this season in terms of the balance between the cars, because you experienced it, especially throughout race 1, where you had that battle with Seth, and you really, as you say, you really would have had to sort of send it to actually get past. How do you see that changing over the course of the season with all the different types of tracks that we've got? This balance between SR8s and 10s.
I think obviously we've all got to try and chip in and give our pennies worth to George. The SR8 was, bear in mind, that was the Road America setup, which was basically no downforce, and it still struggled. So it was a little bit off, but you know, at the end of the day, it still was pretty good racing. I'm sure the broadcast was amazing.
Thanks. Well, it was entertaining.
Or your part from it, anyway.
Thanks. Yeah, I knew that was
You
gonna
are such a.
happen.
I swear
It's
to
been so
God.
long. It's been so long.
Anyway, anyway, before if Descendants of Chaos again, anybody like to thank or anything before we let you go, Mike?
Amazon for delivering James some extra cherry vape juice today. Otherwise, he would have probably struggled.
Thanks, very good. Thanks for chatting to us, Mike, and I'm
Hey,
sure we'll see you again next
just out
week.
of nowhere, it comes out of my head.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we kept it to the right side of political this week, Mike, to be blatantly honest with you. I'm proud of you for that one.
No, look in the waiting room. We've bored everyone. They've gone.
I know, that's
They
because
have
you
gone,
talked for
haven't
ages. I had to apologise in chat. I said, sorry, guys, I'm trying to get through it, but we got Mike in the booth.
Life. That's life. You didn't have
well.
to bring me in.
I didn't. I didn't. Ewan did. You know
Well,
what I
Well,
mean?
he
that is
likes
true,
me.
I did do
I
that.
like Ewan. You're
Oh,
just a byproduct of the whole situation.
yeah. Right, suck up.
All right, love you.
Bye. Love you too.
Catch you later, bye.
Bye now. Mike
Oh,
Brewster
my
there,
God.
we should stop bringing him in.
You need to bring him in last. I tell you.
Well, yeah, but then the broadcast would never end.
I
At least
know.
when there's somebody afterwards, we know Phil Glover's coming in. We know there's something to go to afterwards.
All right, great. Go to Phil.
But,
Blow,
but
been here
anyway,
long
yeah,
enough.
he has been waiting long enough, about a year. But we can now bring him in. Phil, sorry for the wait. Thanks for waiting, and thanks for chatting to us. 2 top 10s for you tonight, and 2 10th places indeed. Let's talk about race 2 first of all, where you had such a great starting position, obviously on the pole, but unravelled a little bit on the opening laps of that race. Just tell us a little bit about race 2, how you felt throughout those opening laps there.
Yeah. So we got a good start, and I managed to gap them a little bit, and then they came back at me. There was a bit of argy-bargy in amongst all that, but that's racing, isn't it? And then I think it was on the first lap, the last corner, I just overcooked it, and so that put me into the barriers. So to the back-ish, I think, probably. But I think I put pretty good times in after that. I certainly was catching Ollie Gullickson. I think, yeah, so all in all, not too bad.
No, not too bad. So, and for race 1 as well, we didn't see too much of you actually, but you managed to get a top 10 there as well. How was race number 1? How did you find Road America generally, by the way, in the SR10 tonight?
Well, if you ask James, he likes me around this track normally. Probably one of my best circuits ordinarily, but to be honest, I haven't done much practice today. I probably did about 30-40 minutes maybe. So yeah, I always enjoy it around here. I'm generally quite good around here for me.
You were, Phil. I was applauding you at the beginning when you took pole and got your elbows out at the beginning, and then just after I said about you getting your elbows out, you went and hit the wall. So, yeah. It went from hero to zero quite quickly.
It did, yeah. I know you didn't do the recording, but I don't know whether you watched last week. I got my first ever podium. James.
Yes, I thought you said win, Phil, but it was a podium, wasn't it? I didn't. I haven't had a chance yet.
Yeah.
So, but you did. I'm looking forward to seeing one this season, Phil.
Yeah, it'd be nice if I could pull off the win, wouldn't it? I'm not sure I've got that in me this year, but we'll wait.
It's Simon's coaching, mate. It's all right. We'll let you off.
Yeah.
Well, you can always blame that if it doesn't go well.
Exactly.
But anyway, no, thanks for coming to chat to us, Phil. Is there anybody who'd like to shout out or anything before we let you
go? Well, she probably won't hear it, but a shout out to my mum who unfortunately fell over and broke a femur, which is 86. So that's not a great thing to do at any age, is it? But hopefully she'll recover soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, Phil, for chatting to us. Look forward to seeing you again next week.
Well, where are we next week?
Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit.
Where, sorry?
Nürburgring
Grand Prix.
Oh, okay. All right.
I knew that was coming. Oh, mate. Take care.
See you later,
Cheers.
guys.
Cheers. Thanks very much, Phil Glover, there chatting to us at the end here. Tonight, as he says, we're at the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit next time round, but an entertaining place to start the season, Road America. I said it at the start of the show, and it proved to be. The drivers expected it to have been an entertaining broadcast. Hopefully it has been to watch. It certainly has been to actually watch here from our side of things as well. I've thoroughly enjoyed those two races there, and a great way to start the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. If that's how the season's going to go, this season's going to be mighty. We will promise we'll bring Mike in right at the beginning of the interviews next week if he's here, and then get him out of the way.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure best way to deal with it, to be honest.
I don't really know. I don't really know where to put him. Just don't bring him in. That's an easier way, isn't it?
I suppose so. Anyway, we'll work that one out in the week and get back to you on that. But obviously, we'll be back live, same time, same place next Thursday from the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit for the next round of the Radical Race Series as it begins in Season 3 of 2026 here for the next 12 weeks, indeed, with every round of this championship. I've been Ewan Leary alongside Judge Parfitt here tonight, and until we see you again in 1 week's time from the Nürburgring, it's goodbye for now.